At the beginning of every year, most readers put together a stack of books that they plan on reading for the year. We did the same thing. I have no idea if we've stuck to it, but we're circling back and making another stack of books that we want to read in the second half.
Yeah, we're going to do what we do best today and talk about books we've never read.
Correct.
So you talk. I'm going to see how well I've done with my list from the beginning of the year.
Welcome back to the Life on Books podcast. My name is Tony. With me, as always, is Andy, a.k.a. Metafictional Meathead. Somebody commented the other day and said, I love the podcast, but you guys talk about a lot of books that you don't like. Can you get back to talking about books that you do like? Which I don't know is an accurate comment. I feel like we talk about a lot of books that we like. We've done a couple episodes, like the Book Snob one.
Yeah,
obviously, we trashed a lot of things.
I was really hoping you were going to end that with, I love the podcast, but you guys talk a lot about books, period.
No, nothing that absurd.
You guys are great, but your opinion about, you talk too much about books. Like if it was just you guys shooting the breeze.
Of all the ridiculous comments that we get on the podcast, that was not the most ridiculous by a long way. Somebody said the other day that regarding the Max Lawton podcast, they understand the gatekeeping. And I thought, it's a little strange to call it gatekeeping because this guy literally has a career bringing works to more people.
Right.
But, everyone's got their own take on it. So.
Okay, so for my beginning of the year list, just to circle back to this. So obviously I had did the whole 25 for 25 thing. I have read 2 from the list.
That's it?
Yes.
Oof. Okay.
I am actively reading 2 others.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were 3 that I DNF'd.
Oh, wow.
One I DNF'd because I wasn't enjoying it. That was Carpenteria.
Yep.
The other 2, the USA Trilogy.
Oh, you didn't finish that.
And by John Dos Passos and War of the End of the World by Mario Vargas Llosa.
Yeah.
I DNF'd because of the whole tumor thing.
That happened right around that time.
Yeah, I was actively reading them when my symptoms started to get real bad, and I just didn't have the energy to read.
I think that's a legitimate excuse. Having a brain tumor.
And then, was in the hospital, so I didn't get around to reading them. So
I don't know. I don't recall exactly what was on my list, but I'm doing better than you are as far as working my way through them. Like books that I know that were on the list that I have read. Endurance by Alfred Lansing. Something Happened by Joseph Heller. I think there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
I didn't have strong intentions of sticking to the list.
Yeah.
In previous years, I think when I had made them, I was like a little bit more ambitious of like, I'm going to try to knock out as many of the books from this list that I made arbitrarily in January.
Yeah.
But this year I was just kind of like, it's fun to just stack up books.
Yeah.
And arbitrarily stack up books. So that's kind of what I did.
One thing I will say is that I had the goal of reading more authors this year that I've previously read, because I do have a bad habit of just like jumping from author to author, mostly because of my squirrel brain.
Right.
And
likewise.
Yeah, there's only a handful of authors that I've read maybe like 3 or more books of, and it's like John Steinbeck, Charles Dickens, Ernest Hemingway, like kind of like the big name classics.
Right.
With that said, I also did read another Steinbeck this year, but I wanted to read more from authors I've already read from. So Joseph Heller was one. I'd only previously read Catch-22. So, but let's start with our weekly reading update, and of course, please feel free to share down below the books that you are looking forward to reading in the second half of 2025, so we can live vicariously through you.
Yeah, of course. So I am back to my old ways and have way too many books with bookmarks in them.
Okay.
I started to read. So I'll come back to this. I have continued to read a little bit of Sauo There Below by Krasn Horkai, and Middle Sea by William Gass. Have not read of the books I've been reading. Those are the 2 I've read the least of this week. The Krasn Horkai, because it's a short story collection. So I read a story earlier this week and I really picked it up.
Yep.
Middle C, I haven't read as much of this week because although I am enjoying it for the first time ever, I think, I am ahead of schedule with one of our book club picks.
Yeah, because we kind of started a week late. Yeah.
So I've kind of been taking advantage of the fact that I'm not playing catch up with everybody else.
Yeah.
To get caught up on some of the other books that I've been reading, namely Gesell by Guillermo Saccomanno and The Combinations by Louis Armand. The latter of which I am starting to see the forest through the trees.
Okay.
I know I talked about that a little bit last time you and I met up, which I don't think that episode's been put out yet, but
it will be by the time people see this. Yeah.
At the time we're recording this, I'm about 300 pages in. And like I said, like with a book like that, you kind of have to give it, a little bit of an extra shake to kind of let things come together.
Yeah.
Before you make any final judgment. And I think, I think at least where I'm at right now, like it would be a little unfair and extreme to call it maximalist experimentation for its own vapid sake. There have been some parts where I do think it would have benefited from some more heavier editing.
Sure.
But I'm enjoying it. I was talking about it with a couple people, Buddy and Kevin, who I'm reading it with, and then also Seth. So far, it kind of reminds me of Crying of Lot 49 in the sense that the protagonist has kind of fallen down this paranoid rabbit hole of his own design and with something that, well, there might be a kind of conspiracy going on there. It's largely inconsequential to, the rest of the world. But on the scale of like a Gravity's Rainbow, where it's just like this huge, I don't say open world, but like there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Whereas, Lot 49 was such a condensed little thing. But it's been cool. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with it, mostly because I have so many other things going on, nothing to do with the novel. But I've started dipping my toes into Empty Wigs by Jonathan Meades.
Oh, that's that big green one that Kevin sent you?
Yeah, Kevin sent it to me.
Is it short stories?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's more like a polyphonic thing where there's just tons of different characters within a novel, and each section is kind of told from a different perspective, and then they all kind of connect as the novel develops. At least that's the vibe I got from the synopsis. And, but I didn't really have any intention of like, Kevin told me he was going to send it to me. I didn't really have any intention of like actually starting it. But when I got it, I kind of wanted to read like 5 or 10 pages just to see what the vibe is like.
Yeah.
And it's, at least so far, been fairly easy to read. So the 5 or 10 pages turned into 40.
Nice.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to, like what I was just saying about the combinations and what I said about Infinite Jest last week. Like, you got to give it 150, 200 pages before you I like it enough to keep going, but I'm not totally hooked on it yet. But
yeah,
with a book like that, you got to give it another 100 or so pages.
So I finished A Naked Singularity by Sergio de la Pava. That was probably the longest book I've read so far this year.
Nice.
I've also, like you, been reading Middle C. I've only read the first 2 chapters. I like to read, finish the assigned reading of the week the day of the live chat.
Yeah.
So it's very fresh in my mind. Obviously everyone in the club can go at their own pace, do it however they want. We have people who have a hard time pacing themselves and just read the book start to finish in the first week.
Yeah.
The tough thing about that is I find that a lot of the folks who do that, when we have the meetings, they're trying to remember some of the details. So I like to just pace myself. Plus, a month can be a long time to read a book sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we try to pick books that are kind of length and challenging,
right?
In an appropriate way for a whole month. But I like it because it's okay, I can kind of do my homework and then pivot to something else and read that for a bit.
Definitely.
I also read On Being Blue by Gass.
Nice.
His essay. Weird.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
Yes.
I'm not sure if I loved it. It didn't seem to have like a whole lot of a point, I guess. Fiction's definitely more his thing.
I mean, he is some of his other essays. I would if that's the only essay you've read.
Yeah, it is.
I would definitely read some of his other ones.
Yeah.
Because he's got a ton of essay collections out, and he's definitely a great essay writer.
Yeah.
That is kind of an odd one in that it's, I don't want to say philosophy for philosophy's sake, but like he is kind of just pontificating.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's well written, but like
it even says that in the introduction, though. It's like, sometimes it's not really about the point he's trying to make. It's just about the writing. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So,
It's an interesting one. I also started, and I'm almost finished. I'll finish it this afternoon. A Posthumous Confession by Marcellus Imants, who was a Dutch poet and writer.
Right on.
This might be the best book I'll read this year.
Oh, shit.
It's incredible. It's about 200 pages, and there's no chapters. It's all basically internal monologue with a little bit of dialogue sprinkled in.
Okay.
And it's about this guy who, it was written in the late 1800s, and he's from the Netherlands. And it's about this guy who was like kind of a loser growing up. His parents weren't like really super affectionate. They had a bad marriage, and they pass away. They leave him enough money to live on that he doesn't need to work.
Yeah.
And it's just about his like miserable life.
Okay.
It's bleak. But the writing on the sentence to sentence level is like fucking wild.
All right.
So it's really good. And I don't usually read a lot of 19th century stuff and love it. So,
So it's about a miserable loser who grows up and meets a woman, and that turns into a new source of self-hatred and misery for him.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. It's very good.
I don't think I'll relate to that at all.
Highly recommend it. And then, still chipping away at Moby Dick. I really need to stop the squirrels in my brain and just finish that. But I've been taking my time with it, making lots of notes and stuff. So it is what it is. Okay. So we're going to talk about our 5 to 7-ish picks that we would like to maybe read before the end of the year. So why don't you kick it off?
Okay.
Even though time is a flat circle and
it's not real. Time is a human social construct.
That's right.
I mean, obviously, for me, again, I have less books physically with me than you do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the new Pynchon is supposed to come out in October.
Shadow Ticket.
I'm a little skeptical.
Okay.
That it'll be out in October.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's gonna be one of those things that's like, not actually real, or like it's never gonna come out. I just think.
What makes you skeptical about it?
I mean, I've just seen like a few different things about how, people like will share something on Reddit about how they went and looked at the listing on Penguin, and the page count is different than it was, last month. I've seen a couple things where, like that, like the page count seems to have changed more than once. So I just think logistical, like editorial hiccups. I don't think that that means like the actual manuscript is still being edited. I just think they're probably figuring out like typeset type stuff. So
I can throw a Pynchon-esque conspiracy theory out there.
Let's do it.
Maybe Pynchon is ill, and they're trying to get it out before he passes on. And it's a rush job. I heard that he got offered to write the script for One Battle After Another, and he declined.
I heard something similar.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it, and not to like challenge you, I don't remember if what I read, because I just literally don't remember if it was like he got offered to write the script or he got offered to more or less consult.
Oh, gotcha.
Either way, he turned down participating
in
the script writing, but I don't remember the specifics of his
involvement.
So again, I don't think it's going to be like a it's never coming out. But who knows? I mean, it's scheduled for early October, so we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Do you want to go?
Sure. Yeah. So the first on my list is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. So just
kind of woke of you there, Tony.
Very woke. So despite my self-imposed challenge of reading one book from every country in the world, which is going well, I kind of got down this like rabbit hole of American literature.
America, fuck yeah,
America number one. And I was like, oh well, there's some like kind of big titles that I just haven't read, and this is one of them. I haven't read a whole lot from that Harlem Renaissance. I've read Passing by Nella Larsen earlier this year for the book club. We read Invisible Man, which I liked. So I figured I would maybe get to this one. This is always a good one too for anybody that talks about books on the internet. Like you mentioned this, and people get really excited about it, which is always good for like views and clicks, which has zero bearing on the books I choose to read, but it's just a nice bonus. So, and this famously has a very famous opening line. When we did our, best opening lines of literature, a lot of people commented this one: "Ships at a distance have every man's wish on board."
All right.
Cool. It's a cool quote. Don't know what it means because I haven't read the book, but
yeah.
All
right. You done? My next?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. My next one is Bomarzo by Manuel Mujica Lainez.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun for me to look that one up.
Yeah. It is forthcoming from NYRB.
Okay.
It's I believe it's due out in a couple weeks actually.
And where's the author from?
Argentina.
Okay.
So obviously the book is translated from Spanish by Gregory Rabasa.
And what about this caught your eye?
Someone told me about it, it was a book that they were like, this sounds awesome. I'm excited for it to come out. I looked it up. The synopsis sounds great. It's basically about some duke. I don't know where. A Duke of Bomarzo.
Okay.
Wherever that is. Who created a park of monsters in which the nightmares of the Renaissance are preserved.
Oh, okay.
And so...
When was this originally written? Do you know?
I'm just trying to find that out. I don't know when it was, the year it was originally published, but sometime in the 20th century because it was blurbed by both Bolaño and Borges.
Oh, cool.
And they both had a lot of great things to say about it.
Nice.
So, plus it's like 700 pages. So
nice.
Dark, twisted Argentine lit about some weird duke creating a park of monsters.
Sounds like it's Andy written all over.
Like, who fucking knows? It could be bananas. It could be not great, but I think it sounds like it's going to
Could be banana splits.
Yeah. So I'm excited to check it out one way or the other.
Yeah. They've been publishing a lot of Spanish translations lately, I feel like. There's that book, Meow. I forget who the author is, but I think that was blurbed by Borges also.
Okay.
And then I got an email from Nick. I'm on their like publishing publicist email list.
Yeah.
And there was another Spanish work. Totally blanking on it, but
I talked about this before in one of our previous episodes, something about indie publishers or works in translation or whatever. I love seeing the increase in translations, from Spanish, but from different Spanish speaking countries.
Yeah.
Where you don't get, just like translated from Mexican Spanish or from Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like very big, popular, prominent Latin American or Spanish speaking countries.
Well, it's a very
not that Argentina is like a nobody's ever heard of it type of country, but like you just get more of that individual flair.
Yeah, I mean it's very American to kind of lump all of them together in your mind.
Right.
Like It's all the same. It's all the same culture and
Right.
language, and it's really not.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like someone from Argentina, presumably for them, there's probably a difference reading a novel from someone that grew up in Texas versus someone that grew up in Maine.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure, in Argentina, it's being advertised as such, the same way that like this is being advertised as Argentine literature versus Colombian literature.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it with Max when he was on, that even like the dialects and the
exactly.
the accents are drastically different. So cool. My next book is another, well, actually the first one wasn't another work in translation, but not from, my first pick was not, obviously. This is Hunchback by Sauo Ichikawa, translated by Polly Barton. So I've had this on my shelf for a few months now. I got this advanced reader copy, but it's out now.
Yeah.
And
I have that as well.
oh, you do?
Yeah.
We should read it because I read the synopsis. It's about a handicapped woman, effectively, and I was like, okay, sounds cool. And it's like, it was like highly praised in Japan and sold a bunch of copies. But literally everyone I know that has actually read it is like, this book is incredible.
Yeah. I've heard that as well.
And it's only 90 pages.
Nice.
So I could probably read it this afternoon if I wanted to. Probably should have picked longer books to talk about. Well, I have some long ones, but
I was gonna say you have got multiple.
yeah. So
Fat stack over there. Jesus Christ.
August is Women in Translation Month. So I'm probably going to read only Women in Translation for August, just to do it, and have books to talk about that are relevant to the month. And that's going to be our theme for the book club.
Yep.
And also Open Letter has a big sale.
Yep.
So the way they do it is cool. It's either the author or the translator.
Correct.
As a woman, you get the discount, and I think it's 30%.
It was last year.
Yeah, usually something like that. So it's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
Check it out if you're into that kind of thing. I'll probably just stick with straight up women authors, but yeah.
I'm going to do my best to not buy any at all. As much as I love Open Letter,
Yeah.
I have plenty of their books that I haven't read yet.
Yeah, same.
And I have a stack of medical bills that I still have to deal with.
Nice.
So
cool.
Those should probably get
all of your
priority.
generous donations to GoFundMe actually just went to books, and now Andy's in crippling medical debt.
Yeah, actually, I put in a bid on the signed copy of Gravity's Rainbow.
Damn, how much did that go
No,
for?
I'm kidding. I wish I did. If you people were more generous and gave me more of your money, I would have. Because it is the asking price right now is $46,000.
Oh, so you were halfway there with the fundraiser.
Yeah. So it is to my knowledge the only known signed copy
Really?
of Gravity's Rainbow,
Holy shit.
and it's a first edition.
Wow.
So
I wonder how that went down. So he doesn't sign books either. He's a recluse and he doesn't sign books.
I don't know for sure off the top of my head. I believe it's specifically inscribed to someone.
Okay.
Like he
Knew someone and gave it to them.
Yeah. To Tony, Tom,
Somebody recognized him.
Yeah, right.
I would love for him to just do one interview
Right.
at the end,
Right.
and just, I want to know more than anything why the choice to be completely reclusive. Is it like, was this like a marketing thing as part of like your appeal, or is this like, I really just don't want the attention, or
I mean,
I'm afraid people are going to come murder me because I'm exposing the
I
dark.
think it's a little bit of like, I don't think there's one singular reason.
Sure.
I mean, he definitely, just kind of wants the work to speak for itself.
Yeah.
Doesn't want the attention.
Uh-huh.
He's a certified paranoid.
Sure.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's probably, yeah.
I also wonder too, like, there's those, like photos. It's like on set of the movie, and it's like, that's him giving a thumbs up in this behind the scenes shot.
Right.
Like, does Paul Thomas Anderson know what Thomas Pynchon looks like? Do they hang out, or does he like wear like a Slipknot mask?
Right. So,
set?
okay.
Like,
So that is funny because the one where his like hands out the window.
Yeah.
It's my profile picture on the Discord.
Okay.
That is him. That's his hand.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
confirmed. All of the ones I've sent you of like the shadowy figure,
Yeah.
like through this like opaque window. Nobody really knows, but like,
But what I'm saying is like behind that window that we know is him,
yeah.
is he masked?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there's I don't know if it was a full article or whatever, but there was in some interview, Salman Rushdie was talking about how he got lunch one time with Pynchon.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, Rushdie was like, yeah, he looks exactly like you think he looks like.
Interesting.
Like, just looks like Bugs Bunny, buck teeth, and the wild Mark Twain hair. Like,
oh my God. So all I have
looks
to
like a
do
cartoon character
to meet Pynchon is become either a world-class film director or a world-class author.
Correct.
Okay.
Or create a legendary animated TV show.
Right. Because The Simpsons,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Going back to what you were saying about how like I hope he does one more interview.
Yeah.
Or not one more, but like
an
an interview.
Yeah.
So when he won the Pulitzer, right, for Gravity's Rainbow, he sent like a comedian in his place.
Oh, I think I did know that. Yeah.
But not like go up like, oh, I'm Andrew accepting on Thomas
Yeah.
Pynchon's behalf. But like he went up, I'm Thomas Pynchon.
Amazing.
So like I would love if he just pulled another gag on everybody and like just found some like 90-year-old schmuck
Yeah.
and like I'm finally doing it. I'm giving an interview. And then it's just not him.
I always wonder too if like he's listening to like Beyond the Zero podcast
Right.
or our podcast, and he's just sitting there going, "These guys are fucking idiots. Like these guys totally missed the point of that book."
I fucking hope so much.
That would be funny.
Do you know how like great my life would be if I just if somewhere in the Upper West Side of New York, Thomas Pynchon is just hanging out listening to us.
He's sitting there leaving the troll comments that we're arguing with. Yeah, nice.
Thomas Pynchon is the one that left the comment about how I'm an overly cliche lit bro.
That would be the ultimate.
That would be
Oh my God.
the greatest day of my life.
Yeah. All right. Should we get this conversation back on track?
Yes, let's do it.
Who's up?
Me, I think, right?
Yeah, just talked about
me.
Hunchback.
Okay. Again, unfortunately, another book I don't have with me.
Great.
This is the final one. After this, I have the books. This is if I only read one book out of the 7 or 8 that I'll talk about today, it will be this one.
Okay.
The basically my TBR for the rest of the year revolves around this book. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it because it was the basis of our conversation with Max last week. Obviously, I'm talking about Schattensprung by Michael Lentz. I have had it pre-ordered since it was available for pre-order from Deep Vellum, which I think is like over a year now. So I'm just super excited about it and can't wait to check it out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I said, like everything kind of revolves around that. Like it sounds kind of counterintuitive, or contradictory, I should say. But like I've been trying to not get too wrapped up in other stuff so that I don't have a stack of 6 books with bookmarks in them when that shows up on my doorstep.
I don't know if any of these are for sure, but Hunchback probably because it's 90
Well, it's
pages.
funny when you messaged me like, "Hey, we're gonna let's talk about books we want to read by the end of the year," and I was just like, "I have one." Like this, and normally like I didn't want to just like randomly pick like 5 books just to have something to talk about.
Yeah.
But when we've done this kind of conversation in the past, I've been very confident. Like, oh yeah, here's 5, and I'm gonna read at least 2 of them, or like, these are super high priority. But when I was putting together the list yesterday, I was like, I mean, maybe I'll get to these.
Yeah, they're always maybes.
Yeah.
My next one is The Sorrow of War by Bao Ninh. He's a Vietnamese author. This is about the Vietnam War and told from the North Vietnamese perspective, I believe. As I've mentioned many times, I'm kind of doing a Vietnam War project, reading books about Vietnam War. The tough thing about that is as an English speaker only, there's a billion books to choose from
Right.
about the American soldier perspective. And at any time I bring it up, people are like, oh, read Dog Soldiers, read this, read that. And it's like, guys, I've already read like 6 books now from like the American soldier perspective.
Right.
Like, I'm a little tapped out on it. I'm sure the books that people are recommending are fine. Some of them are probably great. Matterhorn by Karl Marlantes was very, very good. And for me, it's like, I don't know if it can get much better than that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so my desire at this point to like add another, the only one like from the American perspective left that really is intriguing to me is The Quiet American by Graham Greene. I have a copy. It's relatively short. He's known as a great writer. So I'll probably get to that eventually, but from here on out, I think I'm going straight foreign perspectives.
Yeah.
Like I just,
Well, I mean, plus also obviously good to get that added perspective and just
definitely,
change.
yeah.
But as we recently learned, you are part Vietnamese, so
That is correct.
You can connect with your heritage.
Yeah, if you're confused about what Andy's referring to, many years ago, I did a 23andMe test because when that first became a thing, you know, everyone was doing it. All my friends were doing it. And it was very exciting because people were like, I always thought I was English. And it turns out I'm, you know, French or whatever. And my family, Italian on both sides, no one really even knows about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like a great grand person who married like a Native American or something like that. But I don't look really traditionally Italian.
No.
I'm fair skinned. I have kind of a reddish beard. And so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm like Scottish or something. So I did the test, you know, swabbed it, sent it off. Took a couple of weeks back then. I don't know what the timeline is now, but got it back. And it's like, yeah, you're 90% Italian. And then like, there was like 5% kind of just like broadly European.
Right.
And then, you know, the Mesopotamia that everyone's got or whatever. But then, yeah, like they're always like the technology's always developing and they update your profile. And I got a message, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago now. It was like 0.12 Vietnamese. And I was like, all right, let's go. So I don't know if that's, you know, enough to give me any like ability to like get a Vietnamese passport or something.
Probably
But,
not.
you know,
Probably not.
I'll take it. So yeah, and I have yet to read a book specifically from a Vietnamese author. I've read obviously The Sympathizer by Viet Thanh Nguyen, who's a Vietnamese American. I believe he was born in Vietnam and then they fled at the end of the war, like many people did, to the States. So he more or less grew up here.
Yeah.
So I would love to read a book from somebody that I think this author lived through the war as an adult. So yeah. Heard it's great though. What do you got next?
All right. I have got The Deserters by Matthias Inard. He's a French author. This is translated by Charlotte Mandel. This is his newest novel. It's like 2 different narrative threads. One of them is about a soldier escaping from the Mediterranean wilderness from some unspecified war. And then like coming across some civilian forces and kind of having to make some, you know, difficult moral decisions. And then simultaneously, on September 11th, 2001, aboard a small cruise ship, a scientific conference is honoring the East German mathematician Paul Heuber, a committed communist and anti-fascist and the survivor of Buchenwald.
Wow.
So obviously a very intentional choice with the date.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, haven't read the novel yet, so I don't know why thematically that was the choice.
Yeah. This is why I had us pick out 7 books. Because like we can't talk that long about books we haven't read yet.
Not arbitrarily.
Yeah.
It was like, close your eyes in the calendar. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've read a couple of Inard's books, one of which I really liked. The other of which I liked the writing, was not as crazy about the narrative. Didn't even dislike it. There were just choices about the book that I didn't really understand.
Sure.
Felt kind of confused by. But yeah, this, like I said, this is his newest novel. It sounds, I've talked to a couple people that have read it, and they all really liked it. He has a couple of longer works, Compass and Zone, that I would also really like to read. But given the length of, like I said, Bomarzo earlier, and then obviously Schattensprung,
Yeah.
and then the mountain of books I've been reading recently, I think this is a lot more realistic. So
Yeah.
went with something shorter. I mean, not that his other two are like crazy long. They're like 500 pages. But, you know, when two of the books I'm reading right now are 900 pages plus, one of them is 600 pages, but Bomarzo is 700, Schattensprung is 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, I figured I'd leave something a little shorter to, you know. Plus, it just flipping through it right now, it looks like short chapters. I mean, this one is, a page.
Cool.
So
Sweet. Next is one of Andy's favorite books. It's Stoner
you suck.
by John Williams. Yeah, my desire to read this is not super high because I tend to avoid very hyped books, and this book is very, very, very hyped.
Yeah.
But it's about time that I read the book to see if it's hyped or not.
An internet darling. And honestly, you know what? Maybe you'll love it, and then you and I could battle it out on the air, and that would make for great content.
That's right. Also, I'm working on a project for a YouTube video that I don't want to spoil, but I don't have to read this, but I would like to read this for that project because it will fit in nicely. So yeah, I just want to see if the hype is real or not. As I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of like on this little bit of a American lit kick. And I feel like if you're going to be talking about American literature and trying to hit some of the big ones, that's definitely one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, obviously I'm a known hater of it at this point. Part of that is me playing it up.
Yeah.
I don't think it was I don't think it's a bad book. You know, the way I've hated on things like House of Leaves or Ducks Newburyport.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, sorry to interrupt, somebody commented that they went into a store and
they picked it up, and it was
Ducks
just like
Newburyport,
the fact that, and they're like, oh yeah, Andy's right. Spoiler alert, I usually am.
Nice.
That book sucks. But anyway, with Stoner, like, I didn't think it was a bad book.
Yeah.
I just think it's drastically overrated.
Sure. I mean, it certainly could be.
Right. And like I said, have said in the past, there's plenty to like about the writing. I just thought narratively, it was very boring. And, you know, sometimes you read books where like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right. The characters just kind of live their lives without any sort of excitement. But there's a point in all of it. You know, there's other things to take away thematically.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just didn't hit the mark for you.
It just didn't hit the mark for me.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a boring country bumpkin that kind of let life happen to him.
Yeah.
And there were so many times where I was just like, fucking do something, man. And he just didn't.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll find out. I'll let you know.
Yeah, you read it. You let me know what you think, and then we'll. Like
I mean, it's not a terribly long book.
No,
it was like 300 something pages.
and it's relatively easy to read.
278 pages.
Yeah. Relatively easy to read. So
yeah, cool. What do you got next?
Next, I have got an arc here, but it is an oral history of Atlantis by a friend of the program, Ed Park.
Well, you know, his status as friend of the program is in jeopardy because you had to work quite hard to get your hands on that copy, and no one's even asked me if I wanted one. So,
all right. Well,
you know,
I'm just gonna say, Ed himself was very helpful in arranging this.
All right.
It was the other people,
sure,
on the actual administrative publishing side.
I mean, at Ed's level, as a writer, you're typically not the one shilling out your own book.
Right. So, Ed is not the one that's packaging this up and sending me copies.
Right.
So, and he was very helpful. I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And he was like, oh, that guy's not the person to talk to anymore. It's this guy now. Let me talk to them. So Ed was great. Very helpful. He talked about this when we had him on the pod.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. At least in the not like at length, but just kind of was like, yeah, my next project is a short story collection.
Yeah.
I believe he had already had, I don't know if an oral history of Atlantis was the title story yet, but I feel like I remember him talking about having written that story. But yeah, I'm just excited to check it out. I mean, obviously I loved Same Bed, Different Dreams. And yeah, it's a great writer. It's always nice to have a short story collection on deck.
What's the actual release date for that?
7/29.
Oh, at the end of this month.
The end of this month.
So it'll be coming out right when this Jesus Christ, right when this episode's hitting the air.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Also, Tony, you can just like buy books. You don't have to.
I'm out. I don't do it anymore. I got too many books, and I can get almost anything I want for free. So.
I know you can, but I know how much some of you content influencers.
I mean, I try to still buy, like I bought some from the NYRB sale. I'll probably buy a few from the open letter sale. I mean, obviously, like either of those publishers would send me anything I asked for, but I do like to support.
Yeah. I mean, I know this gig isn't paying your mortgage yet, but like
not yet.
I'm pretty sure you could shell out $18.
Yeah. Just good time to mention
Hold on. We have to talk about this.
Uh-oh. So
when it comes out on the 29th of this month, it will be only available in hardcover.
Oof, okay.
You want to guess the cover price?
A hardcover these days, I mean, it's short stories, $27.
You nailed it.
Nice, yes. Oh, man. I look at a lot of books, so... Damn, 27 bones.
Ed, I love you, and I know you didn't set the price, so criticism is not directed at you. But
well, I mean, there's probably
$27 for a 201-page short story collection.
There's got to be 40% tariffs on paper from Canada right now, so there could be tomorrow, so they're probably building that into the price.
This can't be the internet that Al Gore envisioned.
Oh, I mean, yeah. That's the tough thing. I mean, I really try not to like correlate price with page length.
Right.
Because that's not really how it works. I mean, you anticipate a longer book to be a little bit more because there is a physical cost. I'm just saying the perceived value as a customer.
Agreed.
I try not to do that, but sometimes I'm like Hunchback, that's probably like $18 and it's like, oh, 90 pages for $18.
I go in either direction with it because I'm the same way. Like, okay, there's a possibility, if I pick up a book and it's, 200 pages, but it's
the price is on
25. It should be
$22.
Fuck you.
Again, it's a hardcover. $29.99 in Canada, so it can't be the tariffs because
right.
Oh man,
I'm the same way. Like if there's a possibility, like I'm going to buy this book for $27, and there's going to be something in here that's going to change my life.
Yeah,
it's not likely, but it's not impossible. $27 is not a lot to pay for life-changing fiction. But sometimes if I pick up a book like Hunchback, especially if it's in paperback, and I'm like $18 for 90 pages.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Because every now and then, like I'll go to the store and like I've talked about before, like I like to look for, New Directions. I wonder what that's about. They publish stuff I like. And sometimes they'll publish books that are about that length and it'll be like $13. Like I can do that.
Yeah.
I can pay $13 for a 100-page novella.
Yeah.
God damn, $27. That's a lot.
I mean, I think, no offense to Hunchback, but I think Ed Park's book at $27 is a better value than Hunchback at $22.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was nominated for a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
You can ask a couple dollars more for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy with like, some of these big books. I mean, I don't even know what, like I said, Empty Wigs was a gift. I remember looking at, I think just looking at the Amazon listing just so I could like easily read the synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
And it was recently published, so it was only available in hardcover. probably like $35 or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, it sounds great, but I'm gonna wait for the paperback.
Yeah.
I've got plenty to read. I don't, I'll wait for the paperback. And then Kevin was awesome and hooked it up. I gotta suck it up and shell out for this new Vollmann. That's gonna be.
It's like $100, isn't it?
So it's a 3-volume set.
Yeah.
The volume 1, the hardcover is $50.
Okay.
Let me see. Presumably, if you buy the box set, it's going to be cheaper than $150.
Right. You get like a bundle price.
Uh,
While you're looking that up, I mean, I understand that the margins in publishing are low, and obviously inflation's a thing and cost of goods is out of control. But you would think that with modern logistics the efficiency of modern logistics in terms of the actual printing, binding, shipping, you would think that would help control the prices a little bit more than it does.
Right.
But I just think that people are probably getting, like the publishers are probably getting gouged big time on the paper, on the ink, on the packaging.
Yeah.
Because that was like, there's people that like have a conspiracy theory about the Suez Canal thing, that was intentional, to like to justify like the price gouge, like, oh, there was a big delay in like the pipeline.
Yeah.
In Grace Blakely's book, Vulture Capitalism, and I have not verified this claim, but I did verify a few other things that she said in that book, and they were all true, is that like the big 3 or 4 companies in that industry, like the logistics of multinational shipping supply chain stuff, that year that the Suez Canal thing hit, they had record profits.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so they were losing like 11 billion a day or something insane like that during that whole thing. So then like theoretically like the prices went up to cover for that. But then the prices go up and then they just never come back down.
I love in instances like that where like people are so close to the point.
Yeah.
But they just at the last minute they veer in the opposite direction. Like I've been seeing a lot of stuff with this, not a lot of stuff, but I've seen a few things here and there. Like with this whole flooding in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas obviously being a red state. Tons of right-wing nut jobs are being like, see, I told you they're controlling the weather.
Oh God, yeah.
No, it's climate change and we're cutting weather services so no one can alert you that there's a flood 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah. I mean,
like you're so close, to getting the point.
I know. It's when you see this a lot too, when people talk about like raising minimum wage or, labor unions fighting for higher wages. And people are always like, well, if the wages go up, then like they're going to raise the prices to compensate. And it's like, yeah, but do you know that like the companies are going to raise the prices anyway?
They have been raising the prices, you guys.
Yeah, it's like we have like 100+ years of historical data that like just generally speaking, corporations just raise the prices.
Right.
And so if they're infinitely raising prices, but the wages are not going up, you are just continually making less and less money.
Right.
So it has to keep up.
Right.
And then what happens is, and I don't know if this is like a byproduct or this is intentional, but then like you get in a situation where the wages are so far behind that the requested increase seems so outlandish and it's probably very difficult to implement.
Right.
And that becomes its own argument in itself of why not to do it. It's like, oh, we can't bump minimum wage. I mean, people are still talking about bumping the national minimum wage to $15 an hour. It's like, guys, $15 an hour is not even going to cut it now.
Right.
Like I think the math on it like equates to something insane, like $25 or $26 an hour. Yeah. And there's a bunch of like influencers that do this thing where they like interview random people on the street and ask them what their career is and how much they get paid.
Yeah.
And like across the board, it's always way less than I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me too, because like where we live in New Hampshire is like not a super like high income state traditionally, but like also historically the cost of living here has been very low or moderate.
Yeah.
That's not true recently, but generally that it's been a fairly inexpensive place to live. And so like you would expect, okay, that plumber makes 50 grand a year. That's enough to live on comfortably in New Hampshire.
Right.
But you have this idea that like in a city, these jobs pay a lot more because obviously like living in Boston or New York City is a lot more expensive. But these people will be like in New York City. Oh, what do you do? And they're like, I'm a master electrician. How much do you make? $72,000 a year.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that like everyone's always talking about like kids these days need to skip college and go in the trades and make this great career. It's like, dude, that guy's making 72 grand a year.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right. Right.
So,
all right. Well, we've gone way off the rails.
I love it.
So to start bringing it back to books, I looked up the Vollmann.
Okay.
And I have an answer.
Okay.
So I was wrong. It is not a 3-volume set. It is a 4-volume set.
Okay.
Volume 1 is the only one that's available for pre-order individually.
Yeah.
So it's Volume 1 or the box set. Volume 1 is $50. The box set of all 4 is $150.
Okay.
So you are obviously getting a deal there. That
Yeah.
math checks
You're getting
out.
one for free.
Right. It's 3,400 pages.
Let's go.
Dude, I wish I had one of my little Gibson's punch cards with me because I would stop on my way home to pre-order it.
Yeah.
It's not out for another year, but like I would.
Oh, really?
March 26th.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, they got to print 4 volumes. They got to print 3,400 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Plus,
Speaking of Vollmann,
plus, he still probably has to fight with somebody at the publisher about the font.
Yeah. Speaking of Vollmann, he's on my list today. Europe Central. So Andy's taking a peek at my last two.
I didn't realize. I forgot you had the. We'll cover in a minute.
Yeah. So Europe Central, Vollmann. I've not read any Vollmann, shamefully.
Is this the large print or something?
I don't know.
Because I have a paperback too, and your copy just seems like it's a little bit.
I mean, it's a long book.
I know it's a long book, but my copy, I believe, is like physically a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Well, seems
you're cooler than me, I guess. Vollmann is probably one of the most prolific writers of our time.
Absolutely.
Everyone's got an opinion on where to start with him. Every book anyone's ever read by him, everyone says this is great.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to start with this, which is a little bit absurd, but
I don't think it's absurd. I think if you're, not to say that you're like a casual reader, because you're obviously not. I think if your interests are a little bit more general,
yeah,
like that's a better starting point than You Bright and Risen Angels.
Sure.
Or even maybe some of the Seven Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If you really wanted to get into Vollmann as an author, like maybe do like a deeper dive.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't read it. And I just think like if you wanted to read, wanted to get some like more out of his earlier stuff, like You Bright and Risen Angels, the Prostitution Trilogy, stuff like that. Like some of the more nitty gritty, like the Atlas or the Rainbow Stories, I think are a better place to start. But as far as I can tell, like that is a Vollmann novel for white bros. Like,
yeah.
I forget where I heard it, but someone was like, that is the Vollmann novel you give to your dad on Father's Day.
Well, Seth started reading it recently and he was hyping it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, Seth likes it. And like people who have very different tastes from Seth like it.
Yes.
I'll probably like it.
Yeah. I started that right before I went to the hospital.
Oh, you also tumored this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one I got like 20 pages in.
Yeah.
So like I would even call like that a DNF.
Sure.
Like and I was enjoying it. And then obviously the tumor.
Yeah.
And
the great tumoring.
Right. And by the time I got out of the hospital and was like able to start or had the opportunity to start reading more, I think at the time I wasn't sure like what my energy levels were, I was able to comprehend things just fine.
Yeah.
Nothing was physically stopping me from reading. I just wasn't sure like what my energy levels would be like if I was going to be getting tired. And obviously I think I talked about how like after a week or so, like I started to get more or less sleep deprived.
Yeah.
So just to kind of get back in the swing of things, I was gravitating towards shorter works.
Yep.
And also when I got out of the hospitals, when the Moby Dick group read was in full swing.
Yeah.
So like choosing between two big challenging books,
Sure.
I obviously picked the one that all of my friends were reading.
Yeah. Do it as a group read's more fun.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the 20, 30 pages I read, I really liked.
Yeah.
I could tell it was going to be a book it will be a book that I will probably enjoy. But and fortunately, it wasn't. I didn't get deep enough in to like have made an emotional investment and then be bummed out that I had to stop.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I will reread, or not reread, but make the time to read.
Cool.
And honestly, probably if you read it, then I'll just grab it and start, and that'll be a fun one to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
all right, what do you got next?
all right, next, I have got The Boulevard by Jared Edson. This is from Galleon Books. They are based out of Canada. Lee Thompson, who wrote A Pastoral, that I've talked about a bunch, he is the editor of this press.
Okay.
Buddy, our good pal Buddy from the book club, hooked this up.
Nice.
He sent me a bunch of books from Galleon. So, and I believe he sent me 4 of them, and he said he's read 3 of the 4. And
Nice.
I'm pretty sure this is one of them. This was like the first book that I heard about from Galleon. Someone, I think another author in the Corona Samizdat multiverse was like, this book is great, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But essentially what it's about, I guess the main kind of narrative running through it. For the first time since Satan's banishment, God plans a visit to the lower world, and Satan is in a bind. In defiance, he has built hell in the image of heaven, but now he must destroy its beauty or face God's wrath.
Wow. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Apparently, like Ernest Hemingway, Van Gogh are characters.
Okay.
So, an ambitious, ambitious.
Oh,
God,
boy.
An ambitious novel featuring Ernest Hemingway, Vincent Van Gogh, Satan, and a train ride through hell.
I don't know. Did you see in the Discord the back of the Crying of Lot 49, the blurb?
Yes.
It said it was a tour de force.
Yes.
And I was like, brutal.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great, but like, here's the thing. That blurb was attached to that book before everybody and their mother was using that.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not that was blurbed on the original edition in 60, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the edition that everybody's got now, like aside from the anniversary when they came out a couple years ago, like it was probably printed in the early 2000s or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
So like, I feel like at the time that, and this is me being a Pynchon apologist, but like at the time that blur was attached to that book, like it was not overused and watered down and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So like. Yeah.
It's tour de force. It's everywhere.
All right. Shave this tattoo off me.
Maybe I only grabbed 6 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, we're at over an hour, so I think we'll be fine if you don't have 7 or 8.
I mean, technically there's 2 more books sitting here, but they're volumes 1 and 2 of Anniversaries by U.A. Johnson. Yeah, so I had zero idea about these books until we had Nick During on from NYRB.
Yeah.
And he talked about these, and I thought, that sounds cool. If you're not familiar with these, I'll just read the back here. In August 1967, Jacine Grispahi, born in Germany, the year that Hitler came to power, a survivor of war, a Soviet occupation, and of East German communism, has been living with her 10-year-old daughter, Marie, in New York City for 6 years. Mother and daughter find themselves caught up in countless stories of the world around them, stories of work and school and their neighborhood and its shifting, varied cast of characters, as well as the stories that Jacine reads in the New York Times every day about Che Guevara, racial violence, the war in Vietnam, and the U.S. elections. There's a bunch more there. But it sounded cool. So the first volume is August 1967 through April 68, and it comes in at 1 billion pages.
Nice.
875 pages. And volume 2 is April 1968 through August 1968. And this one comes in at 1,667 pages, which is funny because
They look the opposite.
volume 2 actually is thinner. So there was you know what it is? This actually kind of annoys me. This one has the signatures in the binding, and this one does not.
Interesting.
Which
I wonder, does volume 1 have like a long intro or something too?
it may, yeah.
If they're not like numbered pages.
Let's see here. But it sounded cool to me, and I got them on the 40% off sale.
Yeah.
Nope, it jumps right in.
All right.
Page 3. So I read the first page the other day, and I was like, yeah, I have to read this book.
All right.
The first page is just so good. Maybe other people are aware of this author, but I was like, this guy's...
I have one of his other books.
Okay.
And I had heard about those two before, or anniversaries.
Yeah.
Before we had Nick on.
Yeah.
So
they're expensive because they're big. They're like 30-ish bucks each.
yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It seems insane to purchase 2,500 pages of book
Yeah.
without reading a single thing or like knowing anything about it other than what somebody told you.
Right.
But at 40% off, how could you say no?
Right.
So I just said, the hell with it, I'll go with it. And then just out of curiosity, I read the first page and I was like, if the other 2,500 pages are like this, then I made the right choice.
All right. Maybe I should get myself some copies because
Yeah.
that'd be cool to do some episodes on probably.
Yeah. Buddy and Jeff from the club both have copies.
Okay.
So we talked about maybe reading it together. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, or maybe just like wait till the start of the year and make it like a 3-month project type of thing.
Gotcha.
But we'll figure it out.
I do know when Seth tried to read it.
Yeah. He tried to read it in line with the dates.
Yes.
Yeah.
And didn't work out for him.
Did he not like it or just couldn't keep up with it? Or?
I don't remember.
Gotcha.
I don't remember if it was he did not like the book or like trying to read it day by day.
Yeah.
Took him out of it and, kind of lessen the enjoyment.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Well, I mean, the first one is August. So if we're going to do it day by day in line with the dates.
What day does it start on?
That's a great question, Andrew. Well, the first page doesn't have a date on it. So maybe it's just like a little bit of a prologue. The first date I see. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, at the top of the page, it just says August. And then when you get to page 6, it says August 21st, 1967.
Okay.
Which was a Monday. So.
You can edit this part out.
Andy asking for $60 of free books. He did say the only books they don't give out promotionally, or the only book is the Anatomy of Melancholy, right? Because it's so big. That's got to be close.
Yeah.
Just ask them for a discount code. Be like, hey, man, I missed. Well, actually, they're doing 40% off on World War II books right now. This might qualify. I saw this video the other day that somebody stitched, and they were like, the original video was like, oh, these millennials, once they have to start paying their own bills, they're going to realize how the real world works. It's like, how fucking old do you think millennials are, dude?
Right.
Like, millennials are like 29 to 44.
Right.
Like, I know millennials with 6 children.
Right.
What are you talking about?
I remember forever ago, or years ago, and I don't remember exactly the context or who said it, who started this, but it was like, someone was like, do you think we should be electing more millennials to, more prominent political offices? And someone kind of got back to them and was like, well, given my linear understanding of time,
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
we're going to have to. Eventually, all of you boomers are going to die.
85-year-olds running our country. So, all right.
Anyhow, switching gears.
This has been a great episode.
Going off the rails. My next pick is Ahab Sequels by Pierre Sangue. I don't know. It's
Who
French.
knows? Some Frenchy.
It's a French name, translated from the French by Jacob Seifring and Tegan Raleigh.
Okay.
But this is more or less kind of an interpolation of Moby Dick and fictional tale of, obviously it's fiction, it's Moby Dick, but a tale of the possible things that could have occurred after the events of Moby Dick to the cast of characters. So it just sounds, super cool. I learned about it from Seth, and this is from Contramundum Press, and they were having a sale.
Cool.
So
Love that. All right. And
Yeah.
what's your last pick?
my last pick is The Public Burning by Robert Coover. This was one of my recommendations for July's book club. I campaigned hard for it. Some may call it collusion and corruption. But I campaigned hard for it to win.
Yep.
Because I've had this on my list for a while. I don't know how long I've had this book, but I have wanted to read it for a while.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been sitting on my shelf and kind of forgot about more or less how bananas it was.
Yep. It
And
sounds insane.
when we were kind of coming up with our picks for the July book club, and I was like, oh, that would be a good one. I kind of like, I looked it up so I could, sell you on it so it would make the cut. And I was like, oh, damn, this book is bananas. And then
I wouldn't have been mad if it won the vote.
neither would I. For anyone that does not know, it is a
tell us what it's
it is a fictional retelling of the trial of the Rosenbergs, who were the last American citizens to be executed for high treason.
Wow.
Um,
And what year was that? It's probably much
53.
more recent. Yeah, more recent than you'd expect.
Yeah, it was 1953.
Yeah.
They were allegedly selling atomic secrets to the Soviets.
Wow.
But
Is there doubt about that actually being the case?
probably.
Gotcha.
Come on.
There's
This is like peak McCarthyism. Anyway, what makes this book so bananas and zany and satirical is the events of those final days of their trial are being told by a caricature of Richard Nixon.
nice.
So,
Love that.
yeah. Yeah.
There's a couple books about it, but there's this guy, Private Slovak. I don't know his first name, but he was the last American soldier to be executed for desertion, I believe, and that was World War II.
Interesting.
Yeah, so crazy. All right, well, like I said at the top of the show,
Bunch of books we want to read.
yeah, drop yours down below if you love the show and you want to support it and join a great group of readers that have just a fun time reading a lot of stuff and shooting the breeze about other things. The link for the book club is down below. We do use ranked choice voting. I think we are the only online book club to do so, to my knowledge.
Very democratic of us.
Yep. So that makes us objectively the best one. So make sure to go do that, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.